This
علی
conference will now
مشکل
be recorded.
کشا قاضی الحاجات نامت یا علی مشکل 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 کشا اللہم لک سجودی و طاعتی شکرا للہ والحمد للہ شکرا للہ والحمد للہ یا علی مدد عزیز سر
یا علی مدد یا علی مدد سبحان اللہ بہت خوب بہت خوب may مولا give all of us توفیق تائید ہمت و یاری بہت نوازش تمام ساتھیوں کو یا علی مدد یا علی مدد today we will read one of the Betul Khyal Farman. It's a short Farman, so we should be able to finish in one single session. Inshallah, we do need your prayers. Let's start with the pure name of Hazir Imam Nur Maulana Shah Karim Al Husaini. Hazir Imam, Ya Maulay Mehrban, Madad Farma, Alayul Qayyum, Ali Allah, Madad Farma. Ya Mola, 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 Madad Farma. Ya Mola Mehrban, Madad Farma. Ya Mola, please help so we can read your Mubarak Faramain, understand the words in this Farmans, and then follow as per your guidance, Mola. Ya Mola Mehrban, please help us with your Noor. Ya Mola, come stay close to us, Mola, so we may feel your closeness, the warmth of your Noor. Please keep your hand on our shoulder, Mola. With Ali Allah's help, with Mola's help, we will read this one Farman from 1961, Mombas, Kenya, May 11th. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. This Farman has the answer to the question in which one of our friend last week asked, can we recite, use our Isme Azam constantly all day long, or is it just for the 4 o'clock in the morning ibadat? Our Garib opinion was, and it is confirmed by this Farman, that Isme Azam is a tool to give Momineen strength, to give them courage, and Isme Azam requires practice, practice, and practice. And one only can practice not when the time is for ibadat, when it is time for test, when it is time for concentration, but the practice is done earlier in our convenient time within that 24-hour. A moment who is serious about ibadat, the one who truly is focused on elevation of the soul, that thought runs through his or her mind all day long, 24 hours, may he or she is awake or asleep. Yes, you heard correctly. Even during the sleep, because we have been thinking about it subconsciously, it may even come in our dream, and we may even remember our Isme Azam in our dream as we are completely focused on this journey. We truly want to take advantage of the blessings of Isme Azam, blessings of Imams Khanavadan, and blessings of Imam Didar and his nearness. In one of the old Farman, Imam Aka Sultan Muhammad Shah Salawatullah Alayhi talks about the Baitul Khayal and our great dais and peers. And this word or this line of Farman struck to my mind, where Mullah says that they were intellectual, so they were able to reach to the highest level. And Mullah was talking about Pir Shams and Pir Sadruddin and other Mu'minins. They were intellectuals because they truly utilized the blessings of Isme Azam. They truly used the bowl they had received from the Imam to receive the strength and courage to do what they needed to do in the way of Imam, and they could not preach without the elevation of the soul, without coming near to the nur of Imam. यहाँ तक सिर्फ 1 मिनट के अंदर उर्दू के अंदर थोड़ा सा एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूं कि इसमें आजम जो हम पर इमाम की तरफ से ब्लेसिंग है, उसको हमको जितना ज्यादा हो सके इस्तेमाल करना चाहिए, क्योंकि इसमें आजम से आपको हिम्मत, शक्ति, समझ आती है। और इसमें आजम की प्रैक्टिस सारा दिन और हर हमेशा जब भी मौका हो, जो भी आपके लिए मुनासिब वक्त हो, उसकी प्रैक्टिस करनी चाहिए, ताकि जब हम सुबह को 4 बजे इबादत के लिए उठ के बैठे तो वो इसमें आजम ऑलरेडी हमारे सांस के अंदर, हमारी हर जबान के अंदर, चाहे वो जाहिरी जबान हो या बातिनी जबान हो, बैठ गया हो, यानी कि वो ऑटोमेटिक हो गया हो। इतनी प्रैक्टिस होनी चाहिए। और मौला अपने 48 जामे में फरमाते हैं कि वो लोग बहुत ही अक्लमंद थे जिन्होंने इससे फायदा उठाया। और मौला किसकी बात कर रहे थे? मौला ने कहा, देखें पीर शम्स, पीर सदरुद्दीन और वो आला मोमिनीन जो अक्लमंद थे वो इस रास्ते पर आगे बढ़े। आप जानते हैं कि इस रास्ते पर आगे नहीं बढ़ा जा सकता है, यानी कि रूहानियत के रास्ते पर, जब तक कि हम इसमें आजम का पूरा पूरा इस्तेमाल और फायदा नहीं उठाते। So let's come back to the Farman. Inshallah, with this understanding, it will make it a little bit easier for our understanding. And the hope and prayer is that with this understanding, we will follow on the path of our dais, our peers, and our Anbiya and Awliya before us. It is not that it is a one-time event for them only. Imam wish us to follow on their paths, on their path. Imam is giving us Faramin to show us how they did it. Now it is our time to practice and follow on the same path, inshallah. Mullah says, those of my spiritual children who are not firm, those who feel they will not be able to take up the responsibility of praying regularly, or they have slightest doubt about the valuable thing, Bol or Isme Azam, which I will be giving you now, then such persons can willingly go out of this hall. Think about this line. Remember, this was very early on in Mullah Baba's Imamat, only 4 years into it. At a very young age, Mullah Baba is giving this farman. And you can tell with the language that Mullah Baba is very serious about Baitul Khayal and the Isme Azam. In this one line, that if you have any doubt, slightest doubt about the valuable thing, about the bowl, if you have any doubt what bowl can do for you, if you have any doubt that this bowl will work for you, if you have any doubt this bowl can take you to the highest level, then Mullah Baba says, you can leave this hall, meaning do not stay here to take the Isme Azam. क्या मतलब है कि शक के साथ, डाउट्स के साथ अगर आप यहाँ पर बैठे हुए हैं कि ये काम मैं कर सकूंगा कि नहीं कर सकूंगा, क्या इसमें आजम वाकई में मेरे लिए काम करेगा या नहीं करेगा, क्या इसमें आजम मुझे उस मकाम पर पहुंचा सकता है जिसके लिए मैं यहाँ पर आया हूँ. If you have any doubt that this Isme Azam would work for me or not, should I be taking this Isme Azam? Would I be able to do what I need to do? Because Mullah Baba said this is not a regular thing. It's a very, very valuable. It's an asset. It's very valuable for the human and the human soul elevation. This is not a regular tool. How blessed we are as an Ismaili that we have Imam-e-Zaman, the Sahib-e Isme Azam, the one who can give us Isme Azam. Which other tariqa could say that? Look at how fortunate we are as an Ismaili that we have a living Imam who can guide us and who can give us Ismi Azam with his blessing and Khanavadan, so we may be able to elevate our soul. So we may be able to get to the place where we want to be after we die. But before we die, we can get there through the Ismi Azam. यानी कि कभी कभार हम कहते हैं कि जिंदगी के बाद क्या होने वाला है, इसमें आजम के जरिए से आप उसको देख सकते हैं, उसको समझ सकते हैं, आप उस जन्नत में दाखिल हो सकते हैं. You know, sometimes we wonder what is after this life. Through Ismi Azam, you can see, you can understand. Matter of fact, you can enter into the paradise which is ready for you and you do not even have to die. And I'm not saying this is Imam's Farman. That for others, paradise is only present after they die. For us, as an Ismaili, paradise can be achieved and it is within the reach within this lifetime for us. How? Through Isme Azam. Inshallah. Without any doubt, if we have this Isme Azam, then let's see what Mola Baba says we can do with this Isme Azam. It is not a new thing to give Isme Azam to the spiritual children. Since the last 1300 years, since the time of Prophet Muhammad and other Imams, prayers is given a great importance. Those who prayed regularly acquired peace and happiness. Islamic history shows that when the prayers was forgotten and no importance was given, was attached to this important factor of life. When the prayer was forgotten and no importance was attached to this important factor of life, then Islamic State were ruined. My question for the thoughts for us, which prayers our Muslim brother and sister have forgotten? They did not forget 5-time namaz. They did not forget Nawafil namaz. Which prayers did they forget? They forgot the importance of ibadat and the importance of Isme Azam. That is the one prayer that they forgot. Why would they forget that if it was so important? Because they left Imam. Because Isme Azam is belong to the Imam Zaman. What it means? It is only Imam who can give Isme Azam, and others, if they do sit in Ibadat, with which Isme Azam would they do the remembrance, do the Ibadat? Something they have taken from the Quran or something they made up. But where is the blessing the blessing? Where is the Amr? And those two things are only with Imam. My brother and sister, if you remember, we had talked about that. It is the blessing and the Amr, the will of the Imam, which comes with the Isme Azam, that gives us that strength and elevation. Otherwise, the word is symbolic, and one can find that in the books, in the Quran. No one can give the Isme Azam but the Imam, the Barak Imam, Imam Zaman, because he and he only alone has the Amr to do so. Make constant use of Isme Azam. That is the line where we had started. Make constant use of Isme Azam through prayers. सारा दिन जब भी मौका मिले आप इसमें आजम का इस्तेमाल करें. Constantly, because you want to become strong in Isme Azam. You want your Isme Azam to be running through your every single breath, every single thought. Practice, practice, practice. Constant use of Isme Azam through prayers. After 1, 2, or 3 days, if you do not get any benefit, don't get tired and leave off to pray, but continue. You know, this Farman gives me another pleasing to the heart. ये फरमान एक दिल के अंदर एक और खुशी पैदा करता है. You know what that is? Why is it is so pleasing to the heart? Because the Imam says it could actually happen in 1, 2, 3 days. And if it doesn't happen, don't leave it. Continue to practice. It could literally happen in 1, 2, and 3 days. It could really happen quickly. There are great mu'minins who were able to achieve the elevation, the initial didar, the first light, underline word, first light. We are not talking about Fanafi Imam. First light within days of understanding, practicing, and performing ibadat. 3 things: understanding, practicing, and performing ibadat. And they were able to achieve that in very, very short time. आप मेरी बात को समझ गए? ऐसे हमारे मोमिनीन हैं जो मौला से इसमें आजम लेकर, समझकर, उसकी प्रैक्टिस करके बहुत ही कम अरसे में उन्होंने पहला नूर, दीदार, खुशी हासिल कर ली. This Farman tells us that it is possible that it could be done within few days. But if it does not happen in few days, you continue on your Isme Azam. Practice, practice, practice. Because every time you sit in ibadat, it's the blessing for the mu'min. You know why it is blessing for the mu'min, even if they are not successful? Because you believed in Imam, because you followed Imam's farman, and you gave your qurbani, your time. You woke up in the morning, you came and sat in the ibadat. That itself is a blessing for the mu'min. That already made Imam happy. And what is more than Imam's happiness for the murid? There's one thing that every single murid wants, and that is that your Mola may be happy with you. When you sit in ibadat, you are already blessed because Imam is happy with you. And that thought alone should bring so much happiness to us. When Imam is happy, we are happy. Let's read this last paragraph. In these days, the worldly position being good, the places of enjoyment have increased considerably. By going to clubs and cinemas, people go to bed late at night. Some people also remain occupied in their business. Let's talk about this. What was the one of the condition of being successful in ibadat? If you have listened to all of those lectures on कामयाबी, इबादत में कामयाबी, इबादत करने का तरीका, then you would remember उसमें एक शर्त ये थी कि हम रात को जल्दी सो जाएंगे. We will eat early before dua time, meaning before 6:30, 7 o'clock in the evening. So after the dua, we can sleep early. We have so many Ginand talks about not to eat late in the evening because when you are full, it makes it harder for us to wake up in the morning. So that was one of the conditions that we must sleep early. Now, when Imam is saying this Farman, in our some of the countries, there are no clubs and there are no places at night time where Jamaat can go. But they do stay late, stay up late. Matter of fact, I have seen people don't eat their dinner until 9:30, 10 o'clock, 10:30 at night. If you are eating dinner at 9, 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, what time will you be going to bed? When your sleep time was supposed to be 9:30, 9:30, 10 o'clock. Because you need that few hours of sleep to refresh yourself so you can wake up 3 o'clock in the morning. Staying up late is not good for the mu'min, is not good for our Isme Azam and Ibadat. And you can see from this Farman, it is against Imam's Farman. And how can we go against Imam's Farman? as a murid, we're supposed to follow Imam's Farman. Now, if you are working in the second shift और थर्ड शिफ्ट, अगर आप रात गए तक काम करते हैं, अगर कोई रात को 10-11 बजे काम से आता है, तो उसको कोशिश करनी चाहिए कि वो जल्दी खा ले और फिर कोशिश करके कुछ घंटा आराम के बाद इबादत के लिए उठ जाए. Yeah, if you're working on second shift, then you should try to eat earlier during your lunchtime. So when you come home, you can go to bed and have some hour of sleep, rest, before you start your ibadat. But this is not the excuse for all of the other. I mean, how many percentage of the Jamaat who are working second shift? If we have to put a number, I don't think we will come up with more than 5, 10, 15, 20% of the Jamaat who would be working late in the evening. Not very many, correct? So exception is there. But for most of us, that is not true, and we do waste our time in entertainment, and we do not sleep early, and therefore we cannot wake up early, and sometimes we miss the ibadat completely, or we don't wake up until like 4:30. We are already running late for the ibadat, and then we blame that on, oh, I was so tired. We never tried to think, why was I so tired? What happened last night? Or what is your habit of sleeping that make you tired? Excuses are many. हाँ, जब हम कहते हैं कि मैं बहुत थका हुआ था, तो उसकी क्या वजह है कि हम थके हुए थे, उसको हम नहीं देखते हैं. Excuses बनाते हैं कि मैं थका हुआ था. Because we don't practice what Imam is telling us to do in this Farman. And that is that we must try to sleep. And the key word is we must try to follow Imam's Farman and sleep in the reasonable hour with the niyat, with the intention that we have to wake up in the morning for the ibadat. Due to all this, people have forgotten prayers because we have occupied ourselves with other matters, physical entertainment, then we have forgotten how many nights do we miss ibadat due to that. How many nights? Just think about it within last 1 month. How many nights did we miss the ibadat because we did not go to bed early? And of course, then we were tired, and of course we were not able to wake up, and then we missed the ibadat. It should, people have forgotten prayer. Prayers must not be forgotten. Prayers, ibadat must not be forgotten. Remember here the word prayers is not for the dua, because this is a Baitul Khayal Farman. Prayers is the another word for ibadat, bandagi. And remember earlier, Imam said, those who had forgotten the importance of the prayers, they were ruined. And let me show you that. Islam history shows that when the prayers was forgotten and no importance was attached to the important factor of life, then Islamic states were ruined. Again, Mullah is drawing our attention to this. Some people also remain occupied in their business. Due to all this, people have forgotten prayers. Prayers must not be forgotten. It should always remain with you. This part. We must give importance to the ibadat. You have seen and I have seen that we give so much importance to our 3-time dua, and we try never to miss the dua. But then we sleep right through the ibadat. We sleep right through the ibadat, which is the most important ibadat, the dua, the prayers of all. हम कभी भी अपनी 3 वक्त की दुआ को नहीं भूलते हैं और फिर सोए रहते हैं इबादत के वक्त में. जो सबसे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट थी, the ibadat was the most important prayer, and we slept right through it. Mullah says that has ruined the Islamic states. We should never forget. Prayer must not be forgotten. It should always remain with you. Always remain with you. Keep on constantly praying. Constantly praying. In Golden Jubilee, especially in Canada, I believe there are more than dozen Farman of Mullah Baba in Canada during Golden Jubilee, where Imam talks about constant prayers. Imam says, when you have a minute, when you have 5 seconds, remember Allah, remember Muhammad, remember Ali, remember any name of the Imams. Constant prayers, constant remember. And this is 1961 Farman. That was 2007 and 2008 Farman. After 50 years of Imamat, Imam is still reminding us of that fact, the importance of constant prayers. 1961 में मुला ये फरमाते हैं, 2007-8 में मुला वो फरमान फरमाते हैं, और 50 साल के अंदर मौला ने 12 जमात को इस बात पर तवज्जो दिलाई है कि हमारा मजहब जमात खाने के अंदर जाने से शुरू नहीं होता और जमात खाने से निकलते हुए खत्म नहीं हो जाता. हमारा मजहब 24 घंटे का मजहब है और रिमेम्बरेंस, याद, हमारे साथ हर हमेशा रहनी चाहिए. मौला फरमाते हैं कि आपके पास 1 मिनट हो, आपके पास 5 सेकंड हो, आप याद करें, आप कॉल करें, call upon Allah, Muhammad, Ali, or any name of the Imams. Constant remembrance is the key to our success. हमारी कामयाबी की चाबी है constant remember. And then on top of that, if you have a Isme Azam, remember your Isme Azam. Practice your Isme Azam. Do not forget your Isme Azam. And remember, you have taken this Isme Azam and you have a great word which can take you from the Zahir to the Batin, can take you from this world to the paradise within this lifetime. It can take you closer to the Nur of Imam. It can bless you with the Didar. It can open the doors to those realities which is not possible for us to see within this physical body, within this world. But through ibadat, through Betul Khiyal, one can achieve that. Look at how blessed we are. Look at how lucky we are that not only we have Imam, but we have received that valuable word, the valuable Isme Azam, which can take us from here to there within this lifetime. All right, the last line. Concentrate on the valuable thing, Isme Azam, which I have given to you. तवज्जो दें, concentrate करें, भूल ना जाएं, continue practice करें. If you don't remember anything from today's session, just remember this two lines. Make constant use of the Isme Azam and concentrate on the valuable thing, Isme Azam, which I have given to you. If you don't remember anything, just remember this two. एक, इसमें आजम को हर हमेशा पढ़ते रहें. दूसरा, इस खजाने पर जो इसमें आजम का खजाना है उस पर तवज्जो दें और उसको कभी भी छोड़ ना देना जो इमाम ने आपको दिया है. Let me stop here so we have some time for comments and questions. G.
Subhanallah, sir, Subhanallah. Friends, please share your questions in the chat. Sir, we have one question in the chat. How to overcome doubts, as nafs do produce doubts, especially with grieving people?
Okay, grieving people. So looks like we are talking about some particular events and particular people. Let's talk generically for a second and then we can come back to this particular question. Yaqeen, believe, Iman overcomes all of the doubts. When does the doubt take place? Where Iman, the belief, is lessened. Meaning, doubts only come from the penetration of shaitan on our heart. And therefore, doubts starts to take place. Doubts are like small pebbles on our heart. And those small pebbles, if you keep those doubts in your heart, will become bigger and bigger and bigger. And one day it will become an elephant, a mountain of doubts. In our heart, we have 100% room. 100% room. You can have 100% of the Iman, the faith. But if you have a one doubt, you have 99% of the Iman and faith, and 1% of doubt. The attribution of this doubt is that it does not remain one, it extend and expand in your heart. So 1% will become 10%. Now you have 90% iman, 10% doubt. If you do not do anything about this doubt, that 10% will become 50%. Now you're going to have 50% doubt, 50% iman. And if you still don't do anything about it, the doubt will take over and you will lose your iman. Throughout the history, and you can see even today, many have lost iman due to doubts. That how dangerous doubts are, because doubt is like a sponge. It just expands and absorb and take away all your iman and faith. Do not let that whispering sound, do not let shaitan come into your heart, because doubts are from shaitan and iman is from the angels. Keep your iman. Do not let doubt penetrate your heart. And if you do have doubt, cure them, get rid of them quickly as possible. How do you do that? That is a question. How do you do that? Believe in Imam, his Farman, Ginans, and these sessions are for their purposes, to bring the belief in your heart. Do not listen to those who bring doubts in your heart. That is a warning. Do not listen to those who bring doubts in your heart. In other words, only listen to Imam. Only listen to peers. Only listen to those who brings firm faith in your heart. Stay away from those activities and stay away from those who brings doubt into your heart. That's generically. Now let's come to the, because this was a particular question. With grieving brings doubt in your heart. With your permission, I would like to be a little bit bold and challenging. A mu'min should not have any grieving. I already said it. I'm going to be a little bit bold and challenging. A mu'min should never grieve. I'm not saying that. That is a farman. Even if your son dies, even if someone in your family dies, do not grieve. That is a farman. Mu'min truly believe that we are from the Imam, we are from the one single soul, and we shall return back to thee in the ocean of the Imam. Why would we be grieving if our brother, sister, our family member, if they are returning back to the Imam, shouldn't it not be the day of celebration? Why grieving? That is not what Mu'min does. Grieving is not in the vocabulary of Mu'min. You know why? Because they have their living Imam present with them. And our family member have returned back to the Imam is Zaman. We have no reason to be grieving. I know that is very bold and challenging talk. I will end with this one Farman where Maula Baba says, Mu'mineen are always happy because they are intoxicated by the Noor. उर्दू के अंदर जो सच्चे मोमिन है वो हमेशा खुशी में होते हैं क्योंकि वो रूहानी मस्ती में होते हैं. I hope this answers your question. जी.
So we have another question. If you get another Ismi Azam from your khayal, should you use it as your second Ismi Azam and say both?
All right. So for my own understanding, what do you mean by your khayal? Are you saying that Imam is trying to give you Ismi Azam in your dream or in your ibadat or some other way? Let me give a little bit detail. How can you tell that you have received the second Ismi Azam without going to the Imam? When Imam comes, you can go for second Ismi Azam. But there are other ways. There are other ways. I would like to acknowledge that. But having said that, I wanted to make sure that I personally do not misguide anyone. I cannot do that. So I would like to explain. I would like to extend on that thought. How can you tell if you have received the second Ismi Azam? It can happen in your ibadat, and I will tell you how. It can happen in your dreams, and I can tell you how. And it can happen, and it could be inspired to you in your thoughts, and I will tell you how that happens. If those are the three cases, then I will tell you how to use that. If you said no to those three, then that is your khayal. Stay with your original Ismi Azam. So number one, Betul Khayal, how you will receive second additional Ismi Azam in your ibadat. What I'm about to tell you, you may have never ever heard of this from any missionaries, because this is not an easy lesson to utter or to teach until a question like this, such a question like this comes. And with a clear conscience, one should not misguide, but give the honest answer. And here comes the honest answer. In your Betul Khayal ibadat, when and while you are reciting your Ismi Azam, if it's constantly changing into some other Ismi Azam, and the underlined word is constantly changing. Let's take the example. Your Ismi Azam is Yali, Yali, Ali. And every time you sit in ibadat and you are reciting your Ismi Azam, the bowl, Yali, 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 and all of a sudden it changes to Pirsha, 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 Pirsha. This is just an example. And you come back to your Ismi Azam, Yali, 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 Yali. Changes it again to Pirsha, 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 Pirsha. You come back to your Ismi Azam again, Yali, 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 Yali. without you knowing it, it changed again. And you realize, oh, I was saying yali, 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 but actually I'm hearing pirsha, pirsha, pirsha. Then you know your Isme Azam has changed. Second, in your dream. Now this happens in two different ways. One, you hear Isme Azam and idrak. The inspiration is that this is the Isme Azam which will work for you. And second, because you have practiced your Isme Azam a great deal, and you see, you find yourself in your dream reciting your Isme Azam, and it's keep changing into some other Isme Azam. Then you know your Isme Azam has changed. Don't worry, at the end I will tell you what to do. The third, if you are reciting your Isme Azam all day long, practicing, 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 and you notice each time you recite your Isme Azam, it changes to some other Isme Azam. You try it again to recite your Isme Azam, and it changes to some Isme Azam. And the third time you try to say your Isme Azam, and it changes to some Isme Azam. Then you would know that your Isme Azam is changing to a new secondary Isme Azam. Now the question is, what do you do with it? Imam didn't give you that second Isme Azam, or did he? You did not go to Imam for your second Isme Azam. So did Imam give you that second Isme Azam? How would you practice that? Again, this is not a talk that I would like to do normally, but I cannot misguide either, because that would be not good for me, my soul, for you and your soul. So here comes my humble, most humble opinion. You can follow or you can leave it. You can go take it either way you like. There is no problem which way you take it. Okay? Having said that, this is what I would do if I was in your place. I will recite, I will always start my Isme Azam, my Ibadat, with the Isme Azam which Imam has given to me. I will recite that. If it changes, then so be it. But I will always start with the Isme Azam which was given to me by the Imam Zaman. And then if it changes, then so be it. क्या मेरे को ये उर्दू में समझाने की जरूरत है? तो प्लीज आप अपना हाथ उठाएं, क्योंकि ये बहुत ही इंपॉर्टेंट और बहुत ही खानगी प्राइवेट क्वेश्चन था, और बहुत ही आला लेवल की अंडरस्टैंडिंग है. अगर उर्दू में समझना है तो हाथ उठाएं, and I'll be happy to say what I said in English into Urdu. I do not want anyone to misunderstand or come back tomorrow and said, Aziz sir told us. Because that is not good for my soul and it's not good for your soul. Ji.
Yeah, Madad sir, please explain in Urdu.
I think some friends are asking to explain in Urdu.
जी. सबसे पहले एक बहुत ही आला सवाल सामने आया कि क्या ये मुमकिन है कि हमको एक एडिशनल दूसरा इजाफी बोल इसमें आजम हमारे ख्यालात के अंदर दिया जाए. کیا یہ ممکن ہے؟ یہ سوال تھا. تو ناچیز نے اس کے لیے یہ بیان کیا کہ یہ ایسا سوال نہیں ہے جو ہم عموماً ڈسکس کرتے ہیں، اس کی چرچا کرتے ہیں، کیونکہ یہ بہت ہی ذاتی اور اعلیٰ قسم کا سوال ہے، اور اس کے پیچھے ایک بہت بڑی انڈرسٹینڈنگ، سمجھ چھپی ہوئی ہے. وہ یہ تھی کہ ہاں، ہم کو ایک اضافی اسم اعظم بول مل سکتا ہے دو طریقے سے. ایک تو ہم امام کے پاس جائیں اور چٹھی بدلا لیں، لیکن ایک اور طریقہ ہے جو امام استعمال کرتا ہے، اور وہ 3 ہے. ایک، ہماری عبادت کے اندر اگر کبھی ایسا ہو کہ آپ اپنا بول رہے ہیں عبادت کے اندر، اور ہم نے مثال لی تھی یالی 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 کی، تو آپ اپنے عبادت میں بیٹھے ہوئے ہیں، اپنا اسم اعظم یالی 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 پڑھ رہے ہیں، اور اچانک سے آپ نوٹ کرتے ہیں کہ آپ کا اسم اعظم بدل کر پرشا 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 ہو گیا ہے. یہ صرف مثال ہے، یہ صرف مثال ہے. وہ یالی سے بدل کر پرشا 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 ہو گیا. اب دوبارہ سے آتے ہیں اپنے بول پر، یالی 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 یالی، دوبارہ سے وہ بدلتا ہے پرشا 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 پرشا. اب تیسری مرتبہ آتے ہیں اپنے بول پر، یالی 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 یالی، اچانک سے آپ کو خیال آتا ہے کہ میں بول تو یالی یالی رہا ہوں، لیکن میں سن رہا ہوں پرشا 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 پرشا. یہ آپ کی پہلی نشانی ہے کہ آپ کا بول بدل رہا ہے، کیونکہ آپ یالی یالی پڑھ رہے ہیں اور آپ کا بول بدل کے پرشا 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 ہو رہا ہے. یہ آپ کی پہلی نشانی ہے اسم اعظم بدلنے کی عبادت کے اندر. دوسرا جو طریقہ ہے وہ خواب ہے. خواب میں 2 طریقے سے ہوتا ہے. ایک کہ خواب میں آپ کو اسم اعظم کو سنتے ہیں اور آپ کو یہ سمجھایا جاتا ہے کہ یہ اب آپ کا نیا اضافی اسم اعظم ہے. اور دوسرا جو طریقہ ہے خواب میں کہ چونکہ آپ نے بہت زیادہ پریکٹس کی ہوتی ہے اپنے بول کی، اور آپ اپنے آپ کو خواب کے اندر اپنا اسم اعظم بول پڑھتا ہوا سنتے ہیں، اور وہ بول بار بار بدل رہا ہے. دوبارہ وہی مثال، آپ اپنے خواب میں یالی 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 بول رہے ہیں جو مولا نے آپ کو اسم اعظم دیا تھا، اب وہ بدل کر پرشا 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 ہو رہا ہے. آپ دوبارہ سے ٹرائی کرتے ہیں، دوبارہ سے بدلتا ہے، دوبارہ سے ٹرائی کرتے ہیں، دوبارہ سے بدلتا ہے. یہاں پر آپ کو یہ بات بتائی جا رہی ہے کہ آپ کا بول بدل رہا ہے، اور یہ ممکنات میں سے ہے. اور تیسرا جو ہے وہ دن کے وقت آپ کے خیالات کے اندر، چونکہ آپ پریکٹس کرتے ہیں دن کے وقت اپنے اسم اعظم کی، اور آپ یالی 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 پڑھ رہے ہیں اور آپ کو آواز آ رہی ہے پیرشا 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 پیرشا. یہ خالی مثال ہے، اور آپ کو بار بار یہ ہوتا ہے تو آپ سمجھ لیں کہ آپ کا اسم اعظم بدل رہا ہے. اب اس کا دوہرا سوال یہ تھا تو پھر میں کیا کروں، کیونکہ میں تو امام کے پاس نہیں گیا تھا دوسرا اسم اعظم لینے کے لیے. اب میرا اسم اعظم یہ بار بار بدل رہا ہے تو میں کیا کروں. تو ناچیز کا یہ جواب تھا، اس پر عمل کرنا نہ کرنا وہ آپ کے ہاتھ میں ہے، میں نہیں بول سکتا ہوں، کہ اسم اعظم کا تعلق امام سے ہے، ہم اس کے لیے کچھ نہیں کہہ سکتے ہیں، یہ آپ کے ہاتھ میں چھوڑتے ہیں. ناچیز نے یہ عرض کی، خالی اپنا اپینین بتایا. آپ ہمیشہ اس اسم اعظم سے عبادت کا آغاز کریں گے جو مولا نے آپ کو دیا ہے. یعنی کہ اگر مولا نے آپ کو یالی 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 دیا ہے، آپ اپنے عبادت کا آغاز یالی 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 سے کریں. پھر اگر وہ بدل جاتا ہے پرشا میں تو ٹھیک ہے، اس کے اوپر آپ کا کوئی اختیار نہیں ہے، آپ اس کے لیے کر سکتے ہیں. آپ اپنا اسم اعظم استعمال کریں جو امام نے دیا ہے، آپ کرتے جائیں. جب جب بدل جاتا ہے تو بدلنے دیں، کیونکہ اس کے اوپر آپ کا اختیار نہیں ہے. یہ ناچیز نے ان کو ان کے سوال کے جواب میں سمجھایا. اور یہ میں دوبارہ سے عرض کر دوں کہ اس کا فیصلہ آپ کے ہاتھ میں ہے، کیونکہ ناچیز آپ کو نہیں کہہ سکتا ہے کہ آپ یہ کریں گے یا وہ کریں. میں صرف اپنا تجربہ اور اپنا اپینین آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر سکتا ہوں. جو علم آنے کا غریب کے پاس ہے وہ میں نے آپ کے ساتھ شیئر کر دیا، فیصلہ آپ کے اوپر چھوڑا ہے. جی
Subhanallah. Thank you so much, sir.
Sir,
علی
your
مدد
question. Yes, sir.
علی مدد عزیز بھائی.
یعنی مدد.
تو اس سے یہ پتہ چلا کہ قرآن کے اندر جو ریفرنسز ہیں کہ 1 2 3 اور 4 پر والے فرشتے ہیں، تو مولا کے کرم سے اگر ہم کو دوسرا بول یا دوسرا اسم مل جاتا ہے تو ہم ایک سے زیادہ اسم کو بھی پڑھ سکتے ہیں. ضروری نہیں کہ پرانے اسم کو چھوڑ دیں اور ایک ہی پڑھتے رہیں. تو اس کے بارے میں آپ کا کیا خیال ہے؟
جی بہت نوازش. تو بھائی نے سورہ فاتر قرآن کے اندر جو ادراک دیا گیا ہے، جو سمجھ دی گئی ہے کہ جو فرشتے ہوتے ہیں یعنی کہ اعلیٰ مقامات کے مومنین ہوتے ہیں، ان کے پاس 1 2 3 اور 4 اسم اعظم ہوتے ہیں. اور یہ بہت اچھے بات انہوں نے فرمائی کہ ہم اپنے اوریجنل اسم اعظم کو جو امام نے ہمیں دیا ہے اس کو ہم کبھی بھی نہیں چھوڑتے ہیں. ہم 1 2 3 اور 4 اسم اعظم کی بھی پریکٹس کر سکتے ہیں. جس طرح سے ہم کبھی دال کھاتے ہیں تو کبھی بریانی، کبھی ویجٹیبل کھاتے ہیں تو کبھی مرغی، اسی طرح سے ہم کتنی تسبیحات پڑھتے ہیں، کبھی یا رحمان یا رحیم کی، کبھی یا علی یا محمد کی. اسی طرح سے ایک اعلیٰ مومن جو فرشتے کے مقام پر ہے اس کے پاس 1 سے زیادہ، 2 سے زیادہ، 3 سے زیادہ، 4 بھی اسم اعظم ہو سکتے ہیں. لیکن وہ اسم اعظم جو امام نے ہمیں عنایت فرمایا ہے، اگر آپ امام کے پاس بار بار جاتے ہیں اور بار بار امام آپ کو نیا 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 اسم اعظم دیتا ہے تو آپ کے پاس ظاہری طور پر بھی 1 2 3 4 ہو سکتے ہیں اور باطنی طور پر بھی ہو سکتے ہیں. اور یہ ممکنات میں سے ہے، اور اس کا ریفرنس جو بھائی نے دیا وہ سورہ فاتر قرآن سے دیا. بہت خوب. جی
یا علی مدد.
یا علی مدد.
ہاں مجھے کوشچن ہے کہ اگر آپ بولتے نا اسم اعظم دوسرے مل سکتے ہیں خواب میں یا عبادت میں، تو ایسا ہو سکتا ہے، کبھی ایسا ہوا ہے کہ کوئی کسی کے پاس 2 اسم اعظم ہو اور وہ پہلے پہ چلا جائے عبادت میں، ایسا ہو سکتا ہے، ہوا ہے کسی وجہ دوسرے کی جگہ پہلے، تو کیا اس کو پھر کیا کرنا چاہیے؟
اوکے. تو فرزانہ میرے خیال میں آپ کا سوال ہے کہ اگر کسی نے امام سے ذاتی طور پر بیت الخیال کے اندر 2 فرمان 2 مرتبہ اسم اعظم حاصل کیا ہے، اور ہم یہی اگزامپل لے لیتے ہیں
جی
کہ پہلے
جی
مولا نے یالی یالی کا اسم اعظم دیا تھا، اس کے بعد ہم کو پیرشا کا اسم اعظم دیا. اب ہم پیرشا کا اسم اعظم پڑھ رہے ہیں اور وہ بدل جاتا ہے یالی 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 کے اندر. ये आपका बहुत ही खूबसूरत सवाल है। अगेन नाची सिर्फ अर्ज कर सकता है, करना या ना करना वो इंडिविजुअल के ऊपर है। And I will come back to English for my English speaking friend. I can already see that somebody is telling me to please explain the question and answer in English. I will come back to that. अच्छा, नाचीज का ये ख्याल है और जाती ओपिनियन है खाली कि जब इमाम हमें दो इसमें आजम देते हैं अलग अलग, एग्जाम्पल के अंदर याली याली पीरशा पीरशा, हमें हर हमेशा दोनों इसमें आजम को पढ़ना चाहिए, अनलेस अनलेस कि इमाम ने सेकंड इसमें आजम देते हुए ये फरमाया हो, और मुझे कोई भी इवेंट ऐसा पता नहीं है कि जहां पर इमाम ने फरमाया हो कि आप अपना पहला इसमें आजम नहीं पढ़ेंगे। एक केस के अंदर, सिर्फ एक सिंगल केस के अंदर, जब कोई मोमिन ने ये कहा मौला बाबा से कि मौला बाबा मेरा पहला इसमें आजम मेरे लिए काम नहीं करता है, तो फिर मौला बाबा ने शायद खुशी के साथ नहीं, क्योंकि इसमें आजम मुमकिन ही नहीं है कि काम ना करें, हमारी कमी कोताही होती है, तो मौला बाबा ने कहा कि फिर ठीक है, आप अपने आप को पहले देखें कि आपके किरदार में क्या खराबी है, आपके अंदर ऐसी क्या कमी कोताही है कि आपका इसमें आजम काम नहीं कर रहा है। फिर मौला ने कहा ऐसा है तो आप दूसरा इसमें आजम ले जाए और उसको इस्तेमाल करें, लेकिन तवज्जो दिलाई कि पहले अपने आप को सुधारें। तो अगर आपके पास दो इसमें आजम है अलहदा अलहदा, दो मरतबा आप जाहिरी तौर पर मौला बाबा के पास गए, मौला बाबा ने आपको दो इसमें आजम दिए, आप दोनों को पढ़े, पहला पढ़े दूसरा पढ़े, अगर वो इंटरचेंज होता है तो उसमें कोई मजाका नहीं है, आप पढ़ते रहे, क्योंकि मौला ने आपको ब्लेसिंग दी है, आपके पास करम नवाजिश की है और आपको दो इसमें आजम दिए हैं। शायद यही आपका सवाल था, और ये नाचीज का सिर्फ एक हम्बल ओपिनियन है। Let me go ahead and explain this in English. Farzan, did you want to add anything?
या लाइक मुझे ये पूछना था कि मैं जनरल बात कर रही हूँ कि किसी को भी ऐसा हो तो फिर उसको उसी वक्त सेम टाइम इबादत में पिछले पे चले जाना चाहिए या दो साथ कैसे हो सकते हैं, लाइक
हो
कंफ्यूज,
सकता
तो
है
किसी
ना,
को प्रॉब्लम होता।
बिल्कुल हो सकता है, याली 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 पीरशा 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 याली 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 पीरशा पीरशा पीरशा, बिल्कुल हो सकता है। प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस प्रैक्टिस, रिमेंबर प्रैक्टिस मेक्स इट परफेक्ट। अगर हम एक साथ खड़े होकर चार तस्वीरें निकाल सकते हैं तो हम बेशक एक दो तीन चार इसमें आजम भी पढ़ सकते हैं, बल्कि अगर आप चाहें तो याली 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 करें, अगर वो खुद ब खुद बदल जाता है तो ठीक है, आप पिरशा 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 करें, अगर वो खुद ब खुद बदल जाता है तो भी ठीक है, वो आपके ऊपर है कि आपको किस में ज्यादा खुशी हो रही है, आप उसको इस्तेमाल करें, दोनों को इस्तेमाल करें, क्योंकि मौला ने आपको दो इसमें आजम दिए हैं, दोनों को इस्तेमाल करें, क्योंकि आपके पास अभी दो तलवार है, आप दोनों तलवार से उसको लड़ सकते हैं। ठीक है, let me explain in short in English what my sister was asking, that what if Imam had given someone two different Isme Azam. For example, first time Mola Papa gave him or her Yali Yali Yali. Second time when they went back, Mola Papa gave them Pirsha Pirsha Pirsha. An example. Which Isme Azam should we recite? And in my knowledge, and I do talk to a lot of people, that Mola Papa usually never say that you only will recite the second Ismi Azam and not the first one. But in one single case, when a moment said upon asking, Ya Mola Bapa, my first Isme Azam is not working for me. Upon that, Mola Bapa drew his attention and asked question, what are your practice, your amal, your deeds? What are you doing that your Isme Azam is not working for you? Because there cannot be anything wrong with Isme Azam. There must be something that you are not doing it correctly. After that, Mola Bapa said to him, okay, let me give you the second Isme Azam, and you can recite the second Isme Azam in the place of the first one. But there was only one event that I have ever heard of. Usually when Mola Bapa gives, and I'm talking about usually, commonly, when Mola Bapa gives second Isme Azam, that is additional Isme Azam, not the replacement of the first Isme Azam. Listen to this very careful. I don't want anyone to come back and say, Aziz sir said so. When Mola Bapa gives second Isme Azam, that is additional Isme Azam, not the replacement of first Isme Azam. Meaning, he has blessed you with two Isme Azam. And you can recite first one or the second one, or you can recite both at the same time, or you can recite whichever gives you the happiness. Because Mola Bapa was Rahman and Rahim, so gracious that he has given you two Isme Azam now. Ji.
Sir, we have few questions in the chat, sir. Yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. I like to say something, but please bear with me, because when I speak, I usually, get kind of lost my track. So please be patient.
Make it short. If it's a comment, make it short comment, please.
Yeah.
Ji, go ahead.
तो मेरे लिए तो ये सवाल होता है कि भाई ये तो कितना खतरनाक होता है कि किसी ने पहले ये तो मौला के करम से हम लोग को इसमें आज़म दिया। पहले ये मेरे लिए तो खतरनाक होता है कि पहले इसमें आज़म लेता है, फिर दूसरा ये कि वो कंप्लेन करते हैं कि ये नहीं है। मैं एज ए रिफ्यूजी मैंने पाकिस्तान में रिफ्यूज किया, काम किया, सड़क पे आलू बेचते थे। मैंने अपना जमात की लव और सिंसियरिटी मैंने देखा कि क्या करता है। इंडिया में मैंने काम किया, फिर बाद में रिफ्यूजी हो गया, कनाडा चले गया, मैंने ईरान पे गया, अपना ईरान जमात और सीरिया पे गया, कनाडा, यूएस, ये सारे इस्माइलियों के जमात के साथ मैंने काम किया। तो ये कितने सिंसियर है, ये तो सबसे बिल्ड करना चाहिए सिस्टम पे। अगर ये आपके पास नहीं, आप इसमें आज़म के लायक नहीं, प्लीज मत करो, ये इतना बड़ा बोझ मत ले लो, ये तो मूसा ने नहीं कर सका, आप इतना बड़ा दावा क्यों करते हैं ये। और दूसरा, जमात की मेहरबानी और लव है, आप अपना बच्चों को प्यार दूसरा बच्चों के साथ ज्यादा प्यार करता है, तो इसे इसमें आज़म वाला लेने वाला तो पहले दूसरों बच्चों से अपना बच्चे से ज्यादा प्यार करता है, या वो जमात हो या गैर जमात हो। फिर दुनियाई जो आपको ड्यूटी दिया तो फुलफिल करो, पहले अपना रूहानी दुनिया पे बैलेंस रखो। एक झलक में आपका इसमें आज़म कबूल होता है, आप फना होता है। तो ये मेरा सिंसियर और हम्बल रिक्वेस्ट है। और एक और चीज हमारे जमात लिए हमेशा भी खतरनाक रहा, ये हमारे लिए अफगानिस्तान में किसी अगर सुन ले तो मुश्किल पड़ता है, वो ये है कि ये अली से अल्लाह ये अपना खुद को समझाने के लिए, अपना बीच में बोलने के लिए ये बार बोलना, ये बहुत खतरनाक है। इमाम अली अपना जमान पे जिस लोगों ये बोल दिया, उसको पहला खलीफा इमाम था जिसने उसको जान से मार दिया और उसको जला दिया। ये हाकिम बिअम्रिल्लाह के जमाने में हुआ, हमारे अपना जमाने में भी कभी बार हुआ है। ये चीज मेरा अलवाई साहब से आजिज़ाना अर्ज है, जमात को ये समझाओ, फिर सक्सेस में कोई आपको डिफिकल्टी नहीं, आग बंद करके अली बोलो, या जान दे देंगे या दरिया बनेंगे। या अल्लाह मदद।
Subhanallah, Subhanallah. Thank you so much for your humbleness. First of all, Qurban, आपकी आजीजी से. Very good. Thank you so much. Ji.
Sir, we have a few questions in the chat. Friends asking, can Ibadat help others in our family? I recall a Diamond Jubilee Baitul Khayal Farman mentioning.
Ji. So, again, Isme Azam will give you strength and courage. With that understanding of Imam's Farman, that Isme Azam and Ibadat will give you strength and courage. And when a Momin who is Ibadat Guzar, who is sincere, who is successful in the Ibadat, and then when he, not only for family, why only family? For the friend, for the Jamaat, for the humanity, when they pray for them, it helps them. If you go to the Quran, especially in Ayah Kursi, Allah talks about izn, sifarish. If you are successful, if you are closer to the Noor-e-Imam, your sifarish is good for others. You always should wish well for your family, not only for family, for your friend, for your Jamaat, and other humans. And Mullah will accept your well wish for them. Definitely, your ibadat can help you, your family, your friends, your Jamaat, and the humanity at large. Khair khai ke unwan se, well wish is the key to help others. Ji.
Sir, we have another question. What does it mean when you receive same Isme Azam in the promotion?
Okay. Now that is very normal. To whoever is asking, let me tell you, that is very normal. What Imam is saying, continue with the Isme Azam I have given to you before. The reason you would go for the second Isme Azam, a promotion, remember the word is a symbolic word. It is the blessing, the Khana Vadan, the Didar of the Imam Zaman, which helps you progress in your ibadat, in your Isme Azam. So when Imam gives you second Isme Azam, which is the same as the first one, Imam is telling you, continue with that Isme Azam, believe, have the Iman, continue, and it will be helpful to you. There is not possible. It is not possible. 0% impossibility that Isme Azam will not work for you. So when Imam gives you Isme Azam, believe. Look on yourself to see what can you change to help you succeed in Ibadat. Because with the Iman, with the faith, with the blessing, the Khana Vadan, the wish and the Amr and the will of the Imam, Isme Azam can work for you quickly. Do pay attention because that is Imam's Farman. What are you doing? Look after your deeds. अपने अमाल की तरफ तवज्जो दें और देखें कि किस चीज को बदलने की जरूरत है, और फिर आप इबादत में बैठे, इंशाल्लाह बहुत जल्द आपका इसमें आजम आपके लिए काम करेगा। जी
Sir, friends asking, is a chitti badalvi and going for promotion is the same thing?
जी, even though it's a different words, because chitti badalna normally is replacement of the first isme azam, but that is not correct understanding. प्रमोशन है चिट्ठी बदलना हम अपने पुरानी जबान में यानी कि गुजराती उर्दू के अंदर यूज करते थे, प्रमोशन अब हम इंग्लिश में यूज करते हैं, इज द सेम थिंग। यस यस जी।
I think that there's a request from the friend if you could discuss the Farman that Maulana Hazima made damageably in Houston.
If you would send me that Farman, I will be more than happy to read and discuss on this line, or send me the date. Ji.
Okay, so we don't have any questions in the chat.
So we have only 2 minutes left. If anyone has last question related to today's subject, please ask.
याली मदद सर,
Yali Madad.
इसमें आजम सिर्फ इसमें आजम सब कुछ देता है आपको, वेल्थ, हेल्थ, प्यार। प्यार सिर्फ इंसानों के लिए नहीं, सारी सभी चीज जो दुनिया ने खुदा ने बनाई है, सभी चीज के लिए प्यार देता है। जानवर के लिए, चीजों के लिए, सभी कुछ प्यार आपका दिल में, सभी इतनी तरस और प्यार देते हैं सभी के लिए। और सब कुछ आपको मिलता है, ईमान भी मिलता है, प्यार भी मिलता है, आपको तंदुरुस्ती भी मिलती है, सब कुछ इसमें आजम आपको देते हैं। That's what I feel it. इसमें आजम
Okay.
is something which one is for everything.
Okay.
That's what I feel.
Okay. Was there any other thing, Kamre sir?
So I think there's one question. Without promotion, can one attain the highest level of marifa of the self and imam with just first Isme Azam?
Definitely. Of course. Indeed. Does that answer your question? Most definitely. So let's stop here. Inshallah, we will continue with some other Faramin next week, and we will see you all tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning, we're going to have an amazing session, inshallah, with your prayers and Imam's blessing. Amazing subject which we are about to have tomorrow morning is nothing that you have ever heard before, is nothing that Nachis have ever thought that I would be talking about. That is our subject for tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Thank you, Musahib. Yali Madad.
Yali Madad,
Yali
Yali
Madad,
Madad.
sir. Yali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Madad,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you very much, and Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad, sir.
Yali Madad.
Thank you.
Yali
Yali
Madad,
Madad.
Yali
Thank
Madad,
you,
Yali
Yali Madad,
Madad,
sir.
Yali Madad, shukar.
Yali Madad, Shukar Alhamdulillah,
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad,
Yali Madad.
Yali Madad, Yali Madad.